After completing Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 and escaping Catnap, fans are already speculating about who will be the main antagonist in Chapter 4. Most of us are thinking Chapter 4 will be the end and Prototype will be the villain. But when we start to ride the elevator, Poppy tells us, "We have to be careful down there. There is something." And then Kissy screams. So I've been digging deep to find out who could be Chapter 4's villain. Now, a story that could be possible could be driven by cryptic hints in Chapter 3. We dive into Playcare Associates' sinister basement, unearthing the twisted origins of the monstrous toys. Imagine facing mutated experiments, deciphering chilling research logs, and confronting the source of the nightmares. The most likely main antagonist of Chapter 4 would be the Prototype, as Poppy has stated. Catnap is the final obstacle. This hints that Chapter 4 might only feature the Prototype as the main monster, possibly indicating it could be the final installment. Even though the developers have mentioned Chapter 5, there's a chance plans could change. The Prototype has been teased since Chapter 1 and seems likely to be the ultimate adversary of the series. However, if Chapter 4 introduces the Prototype, it could signal the series' conclusion. Yet, we anticipate there will be another chapter before facing off against the Prototype. In the game, Ollie suggests that defeating Catnap brings us closer to encountering the Prototype. Initially, it seemed Catnap was the final obstacle, according to Poppy. However, adding another villain and a whole new chapter before facing the Prototype could deepen the storyline with more insights. However, people theorize Huggy Wuggy will come back just as an antagonist, not the main villain. Either way, it contradicts Poppy's statement that Huggy has died. If this is true, then Poppy could just make an assumption which is proven wrong, which technically means that Catnap as the final obstacle to Prototype could also be just her assumption and could be proven wrong. And maybe that there will be another new antagonist as the main villain in Chapter 4. Whether the Prototype becomes the main villain in Chapter 4 or not, it's likely we'll encounter new antagonists or ones from existing characters. However, I don't find the character I mentioned interesting enough to be the main villain, especially since Huggy Wuggy already fills that role in the first chapter. There's a possibility that Catnap isn't actually dead. Before his apparent demise, he used his sleep mist on us, possibly inducing a dream where he appeared to be killed by the Prototype. This could have been a tactic to escape. Additionally, the scream we heard when Kissy Missy possibly died resembled Catnap's. It's conceivable that Catnap assisted the Prototype in her demise, intending to incorporate her into his body. However, some fans speculate that the antagonist for Chapter 4 might be a clown, given the setting of an amusement park. The idea of a spin-off game set in the amusement park is intriguing. Picture playing as a worker who hides there to evade the toys. Your objective would be to complete various tasks before escaping, like activating an emergency generator, restoring power to certain areas, and investigating the cause of the Hour of Joy. If we don't get a new antagonist, then Daddy Long Legs or Boxy Boo could be possibilities. Just think about it. There were theories about Boxy Boo appearing in Chapter 3, but he only appeared in murals on the wall. This suggests he could show up in Chapter 4, especially since he was located on a lower level of the factory. As for Daddy Long Legs, he might be dead or captured. Until we get more information, it's likely that Boxy Boo will feature in Chapter 4, given his placement in the factory. Initially, Boxy Boo was planned to be the antagonist, but seeing the developers post about a new character design made me reconsider. However, they might introduce a withered version of Boxy Boo, so it's still uncertain. Boxy Boo is a popular choice among fans for the antagonist of Chapter 4. We've seen Boxy Boo's design and encountered him in the Hour of Joy tape, but he has yet to make an appearance in the game. Boxy Boo is a spring-loaded monster who can fit inside a big box. It would take some innovation to do that. It would also work for the labs as well as an underground theme park. While some players are enthusiastic about the idea of Boxy Boo becoming the main villain, we have reservations. This stems from his design, which isn't as creepy as that of the other main characters. While he would undoubtedly make a formidable opponent in the game, we have difficulty envisioning him in the leading role. At this point, we know that the Prototype is the main antagonist of the entire series, but each chapter features a primary toy that wants to kill you. So far, it's been Huggy Wuggy, Mommy Longlegs, and Catnap. Guess what? They all have something in common with Boxy Boo. They took part in the Hour of Joy. Though our Poppy Playtime story guide goes into much more detail about it, the Hour of Joy was a massacre in 1995, 10 years before we returned to the factory. Various toys slaughtered the staff and children. In Poppy's words, the guilty and the innocent were killed. At the conclusion of Deep Sleep, Poppy shows us a video. This clip shows the Hour of Joy taking place, switching between various places in the factory. We get to see Huggy Wuggy slaughter people in the reception area, Mommy Longlegs let loose on the staff at the game station, Poppy Playtime's Miss Delight chases a man into a room, and Catnap prowls through Playcare. But guess what? We also see Boxy Boo kill some staff members in a hallway, and given he's the only one not to appear in the main games yet, we think he's due an appearance in Chapter 4. Admittedly, Kissy Missy also causes a few casualties, but unlike Boxy Boo, we only see her fling a couple of scientists after she breaks free from her restraints, so it feels safe to assume she only harmed those who deserved it. Plus, the way she tries to help us and Poppy leaves us with the impression that she wants to end the rampage of the murderous toys. Still, we need to look at all the possibilities. There's always the chance the big bad of Chapter 4 is a new toy we're yet to meet. Now we say least favorite. That's purely because we really want to see more of Boxy Boo. The character designs are yet to let us down, so should a new toy emerge from the shadows, we have no doubt they'll be more terrifying than the last. As for the role that a new villainous toy could play, it's hard to hazard a guess as we kind of peaked with Catnap worshipping the prototype and killing heretics. The toy would need to have an evil streak, but every toy that took part in the Hour of Joy is accounted for thanks to the video Poppy shows us. So to us, it seems tricky to introduce a new evil toy in any meaningful way. Okay, so this one is very out there, but we are so fascinated by the Poppy Playtime smiling critters that we want to see more of them. Yes, we know that it's highly likely that all of the bigger buddy variants are dead, likely long before we even arrived for most of them, but we can't help but hold out hope. The lore surrounding these characters is so fascinating that we'd even settle for little more than a video documentary about them in Chapter 4. Anything please, mob entertainment. Again, we know that the chances are we'll never see or hear of this bunch again, but we can dream. Now here's another crazy theory I just thought of. All of the broken toys like Huggy, Mummy, and Catnap came back and helped the player in the conquest to kill the prototype as the prototype neglected them and ended in a cool boss fight. The prototype dies, and the plot twist is that Ollie is the prototype? Ollie could be the final boss or the prototype because Ollie might be a villain that was just helping us, cause he knows that we won't defeat him, so he's like kind of leading us to him. So what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.